the dreaded qualifiers already behind us, and 8 more teams ready to join in for the second season of the JBL Cup. The 8 teams that have auto-qualified for the JBL Cup and the Consolation Cup are here to show what they also can do. Hello everyone and welcome to the JBL Consolation Cup Season 2 Friendly. We're obviously doing the same 4 events that have also appeared in the qualifiers, but this time it's between the 8 teams that have auto-qualified, starting with our hosts, the Knights of Night, who unfortunately for themselves will have 3 finishers, one falling very late, so this is a good start, 189.5. Let's see who can fight it. Our Season 1 champions Whitecaps up next, only 2 finishers. But again, Whitecaps will try to hold on to their crown. And this friendly so far not looking the brightest, 174.5. 13 colonies up next. The only team in this list who is not auto-qualified through that podium finish or as hosting. But are starting with a 190.4 puts them in the lead. We have to wait and see. 5 more teams need to go. Spices up next. Second place in the Consolation Cup. What do they have for us today? Just 2 finishers. And 167.9 puts them in last. As we're ready to move to the second half with Ghost Crabs. Bronze medal in the JBL Cup. We'll hope to get another auto qualification this season. Started usually in a good position, but this time 161.5 will put them in last for this first event. Silver Bullets, second place in the JBL Cup. 3 finishers, one early fall, and this is 183.2 in the middle of the pack so far. As we go to the final 2 teams. Up first, the Highballers. Consolation Cup champions will not win this first event in the friendly, as 2 teams have already, 2 of them have not finished, 176.3. And finally, Brightening Knapweed, 3rd place in the Consolation Cup. What do they have? Only 2 making it all the way. This is not gonna put them on the early podium in this friendly, 177.5. Close, but not quite. As Silver Bullets, Whitecaps, and 13 colonies. No, Silver Bullets, Knights of Night, and 13 colonies will start in the top 3. Again, this is just a friendly, there isn't really much here other than pride on who wins, but you still want to win for the sake of winning. As we move to event number 2 of 4, the hurdles. Not much of an explanation needed, just make it to the bottom and the top 2 from every heat will move on. We're starting in the semifinals this time around because there are only 8 teams who will be moving on. Here they come, Knights of Night in the lead and Spices will move on alongside them. Silver Bullets and Brightening Knapweed are out. Strong start from the hosts. They are looking good so far. Trying to make a good showing in front of the home crowd, wanting to look like the strong team. But who will move on from the second heat? And it is the Highballers and 13 colonies who will move on. Whitecaps and Ghost Crabs are out of this event. Bit of a surprising result, but again, just a friendly. Maybe they want to hold some energy for the real competition. As we move on to the finals. Here come the remaining teams, and down they roll again. Knights of Night far behind, and 13 colonies will win again. 13 colonies take another gold medal in the friendly, ahead of the Highballers and the Spices. Good final race from all teams. 13 colonies looking good so far in this friendly. Another gold medal. If they can do this in the league, they are already looking like clear favorites to do well, as this is the big leagues here. Let's see how well they will all form now as we move on to event number 3, the Javelin Throw. Let's see who can throw the javelin as far as they can. This time around, we are starting. Of course, we have the record, the new record set by Sapphire Spirals. But can anyone beat it today? Let's find out. Starting with Brightening Knapweed. Here they come, and that's a strong push. Oh, wow. Looking great, almost 6, 5.7, and that's a new record by half a centimeter. Incredible. Highballers up next, not known for their strength. Can they do better today? No, they cannot. No, they cannot. Highballers still no power in them. 3.5. But we still have 6 to go. Silver Bullets with their new captain Trigger up next. And that's another really strong push. Who will make it the farthest? Will it make it far enough for the lead? Yes, it will. And now Silver Bullets at the record. 5.8. Great showing. Is up next. Ghost Crabs. And that's another really good push. Another one beyond the 5. Oh my goodness, the record was just being broken over and over and over again. This would have won it for them in the qualifiers, but here it's only enough for third. Spices up next. Are they also gonna do well? Yes, they will. Another really high score. But is it a new high score? Not quite. 5.6. But still, enough for third at the moment. Everyone pushing so far. 13 colonies up next. Can they do the same? Not to the same degree, but still very good. Still a fairly good push here from the leaders in this competition. 5.3. Never mind, this also breaks the record. Oh my goodness, everyone is pushing so strong. Whitecaps up next. And finally we have a score that doesn't beat the previous record. This is only the second time in this whole friendly that somebody doesn't beat the record, and still a 4.9 which would have been enough for second. As we're going to the hosts with Lord. And that's another really good push. These teams have mastered the Javelin Throw in comparison to the qualifiers teams. 6 of the 8 teams would have broken the record and would have won the qualifiers. But unfortunately for them, Trigger was just too much today, and Silver Bullets will take the gold ahead of Brightening Knapweed and the Spices. As we are ready to move to the final event, the decider on who will win the friendly. We're once again back on the Slalom. 1v1 competition starting in the quarterfinals, of course, as there are only 8. Let's see who will win this final friendly race. Sugar Crush with the record of 5.89. Can anyone beat it today? First up, Highballers and the Whitecaps. Our champions running wild. This is the JBL Cup champions against Consolation Cup champions. And it seems like the main league winners will take it today. Whitecaps flying forward. No mistakes made between the top 3. They easily make it through. And this is a good time. Oh, and it's an amazing time. 4.69 by more than a second. It breaks the previous record. Flying down. Knights of Night and 13 Colonies up next. It's a close finish, but it will be the 13 Colonies that will take it. And 13 Colonies will move on to the semifinals, almost losing a marble near the top. But they managed to keep it on and win the heat. Just barely. Just barely. 13 Colonies move on. Ghost Crabs and Brightening Knapweed up next. Who will make it? And it is Brightening Knapweed without too much trouble. They will make it ahead of the Ghost Crabs. Ghost Crabs, known for their speed, but just couldn't pull it off today. Brightening Knapweed, consistent. All 4 of them with incredible pace. And they make it to the end with ease. And that is again another new record, 4.39. And now Brightening Knapweed have the record. As we're ready to move to the final round with Spices and Silver Bullets. Who will move on? And it will be, I believe it is the Silver Bullets. juicy as such. You can see Spice is even losing a marble along the road at some point. This will cost them and they are out. Silver Bullets move on. Spices are out. Let's move to the semifinals. Whitecaps and 13 Colonies rolling again. Whitecaps with the lead and they keep it. Whitecaps will move on to the finals. A good strong finish for the champions. This is what you want right before the season starts. You want to show what you can do. And our champions doing just that, almost breaking the record, but not quite. As now Silver Bullets and Brightening Knapweed. And Silver Bullets lose one of their members along the track. And Brightening Knapweed will easily coast to the win and the finals. You can see here one of the Silver Bullets members jumps off. This disturbs the rest of the team, and they just couldn't regain speed and have lost the heat. But they still need to go again here, up against the 13 Colonies. Strong start for both sides. 13 Colonies a bit further ahead, and they will keep it. 13 Colonies will take the bronze. 3 medals in 4 events. 13 Colonies looking like the clear favorites so far after this phenomenal friendly showing. But who will win the final event today in this friendly? Brightening Knapweed and Whitecaps rolling down. Good speed for Whitecaps, but they lose it. And Brightening Knapweed. Brightening Knapweed will be the winners of the Slalom friendly. They take it all. They take the gold home, showing that they did deserve a place and broke their own record, 4.17. Far ahead of everyone else. Brightening Knapweed take the gold, take the record, and take the compliments. Fantastic showing from the boys in green, but it's only enough for second as 13 Colonies will be the winners of this friendly ahead of Brightening Knapweed and the Silver Bullets. Well, we hope you all enjoyed it. We hope you're all ready for the upcoming Season 2, as these 8 teams alongside the 8 qualified teams from the qualifiers will compete now to see who will be the Season 2 JBL Cup champion. We hope to see you then, and until then, don't forget to keep on rolling.